She's on.
There you go. All right.
All right. Hello. How you doing?
I'm great. Thanks so much for having me.
It's an honor. This is a big deal for me to actually be able to interview you.
That means a lot. Thank you so much.
I grew up being a big fan of all that. So the fact that I was able to have you on, thank you.
Yay. No, I'm excited to be here.
So now I heard that you recently had a child.
I did. My daughter, Rosemary, she's 10 months. Can't believe it's been almost a year. She's the light of our life, sassy as ever, and just full of spunk, and just her smile is just so contagious.
That's amazing. So now is she at that point yet where she's crawling or anything, or no?
Yes, crawling and just wanting to, explore and, just kind of navigate through life. And it's awesome, seeing life again through my child's eyes, and just kind of reliving some really nostalgic moments, even for my husband and I, especially with all the different toys now that we get to play with when we play with her.
I do feel like COVID was good for new moms because they got to spend a lot more time with the babies.
Yes, very much so. And I feel blessed to be able to be home with my daughter, because definitely, this is not the normal situation. So, due to the pandemic, things definitely were in a different alignment, but we made it work. And if anything, we thrived through it by the grace of God, and had the right support and vibration that was needed, and, got through it. And now we're getting settled. Yeah, we're getting settled.
Now, what's so cool about you, and I've been a fan for so long, is that you have been in the entertainment business for a while, since you were a child.
Oh, wow.
What's amazing. All that was a very popular show. I loved
Right.
it. Millions of people loved it. I, of course, had to go straight to all that and say, what was your experience like on that show?
Working on all that on Nickelodeon was definitely just a journey of its own. I think for me, leaving my hometown in Manhattan, New York, and having Universal Studios as my backyard just made it really just as magical as it could ever possibly be. Riding on the Terminator ride during my lunch breaks, being a part of the Nickelodeon tour with the people coming in to see our different sets. It was really just a truly unique experience, and I would totally do it all over again. I have no regrets. It was probably one of the most, most magical times of my life growing up as a kid. Yeah. And they're my tribe. You know what I mean? This was something that I did during a very sacred moment of a child's life, because I was like a tween going into a teen. So, I had a good core of my, my growing up kind of around them when I did the show. But yeah, it was a good home for sure.
That's amazing. I feel like I interview a lot of up and coming actors and dancers and influencers. And I always thought someone like you would have that perspective and insight. When you see the new generation of people coming
Right.
up, what's the advice that you would try to give them?
It doesn't matter if you're in the business, or if you, whatever your passion is in life. You could be an artist, you could be a good singer, you could be a dancer, you could be this, you could be that. I think the main key is just to stay grounded, just to be authentically you, to remember your roots, and to keep that perfect, I kind of call it a perfect balance, a trinity, a Merkaba of mind, body, and spirit, especially everything that's going on in the world. Having mental well-being is just so imperative, and loving yourself. So being confident, knowing God doesn't give you what you can't handle, stay grounded, and really you make your own tribe.
Right.
Whatever makes you happy and comfortable is who you need to surround your frequency with, because I feel we all are a reflection of one another at the end of the day.
I agree with that, and that's amazing. I think it was about 2 years ago, they did I don't know if it was a reboot of All That. You were on a few episodes. It was hilarious.
Yes.
What's up with that show? I've never seen another season, but I never heard anything.
If I'm not mistaken, I think, everything that happened during the pandemic, a lot of things just kind of got kind of paused, you know, like even when I started working back on my cartoon, The Proud Family, that's now airing on Disney Plus, you know, we started a little later because of the pandemic. So I think right now, you know, there's open doors for so many different styles of content. And there really is nothing like all that on Nickelodeon. You know what I mean? It's a really unique experience that was like a young SNL, but for kids. And, you know, I think, you know, at the end of the day, like, you know, hopefully it'll return back. In the interim, all the kids are thriving and doing well and pursuing their dreams and, you know, graduating and going to college and doing different shows and movies. And
True.
it's great watching them grow. You know, I couldn't be prouder than them. You know, I'm just so excited for all of them.
That's true. I see the girl Gabriella sometimes with the show Lele.
Yeah.
I see another one,
Mhm.
Ryan. I see him sometimes, and yeah, they're doing well. Let's
Yeah.
talk about the Proud Family. So,
Yes.
this comeback.
Yes. It's really been honestly an honor to come back and to play La Cienega Boulevardes. She definitely is my alter ego. Ha ha ha. And it was just a matter of time, you know. I know uh, previous fans and now new fans are getting a chance to be, you know, acquainted with it. And, you
Yes.
know, I feel like Disney Plus has just been such a wonderful platform for the Proud Family. It's streaming, it allows people of the masses just to see it of all ages. We want people to be able to just put their cell phones away, get some popcorn, and just sit back and have a good chuckle. And now you see us going from tweens to teens.
Right.
La Cienega has, you know, her quinceañera, her coming of age story, you know, all of us going through our trials and tribulations while in high school, you know, body changes, growth changes, you know, talking about activism topics. Just it's so now, it's so needed. And I think now because we're back and it's 2022, we have social media, you know, amazing guest stars like Lizzo, Lil Nas X, the list goes on and on. You know, so you know, it's just it was a matter of time, and now we're here, and we're so excited to be here.
It's amazing. I've always been curious how that works with cartoons. Do do all the actors get together in a booth, or do you film your scene and they put it in the show?
No, I do it by myself. I mean, once in a blue moon, it's a treat to work with them, but usually I'm solamente in my own booth, and then I have an engineer on the other side. My writers and producers and creator and director is via Zoom, especially because of the pandemic. And you know, that's where we make the magic happen. You know, bang it out in a couple hours and have some fun while doing it. You know.
No, it's someone like you who have the Proud Family, but you also sing and have other movies. How do you balance it all?
You know, I honestly, I sometimes I do wish there was more hours in a day, especially now that I'm a new mom. But I feel like, you know, when there's a will, there's a way. And if I need to get it done and it's on my to-do list of life, whether it's in there mentally or in my planner or my calendar, like it's gonna happen. And I just think, you know, it's that old saying, pat your head, rub your tummy.
Oh, right,
You
right.
just, yeah, you gotta just, you know, you gotta multitasking is the key. And I do, you know, some people are like, I don't know if one can multitask. I go, oh, one can multitask. One can multitask.
One can-
So, you know, I'm just trying to stay and I'm riding the wave as gracefully as possible. That's what I like to say.
Um, do you talk to any of the old cast members of all that still?
Oh, of course. You know, I still keep in touch with Keenan and Josh and Lori Beth. And, you know, I think, you know, we're always going to have that connection. We all, you know, support one another on social media. You know, whenever we do events, maybe sometimes a convention or a reunion, it's like as if we never missed a beat. You know what I mean? So I think it's going to be a love that's always, you know,
Like a
that's always going to be there. You know, we were like brother and sisters, and it's we started so young. I mean, a lot of us were in the business already, but you know, this was like my first series regular show. So I'll never forget that cast. You know, even when I moved on to do other work, every frequency is its own entity. So you're never going to forget it. It's an imprint always going to be left on your soul, if that makes any sense.
Of course, you know, it was in those important years in your life, and because you had started in commercials, I believe.
Yeah, I started in commercials, commercial print, you know, industrial videos, TV, film. I've been doing this since I was 7 years old, at least professionally. joining SAG as a little girl, and I knew persistency would pay off. I went to the Old Fame School in New York, major in musical theater. So I was always one to be a triple threat. I like to sing, dance, and act. That was my thing.
And we need to plug your music. Can we get your music on Spotify and
Yeah. So I have a song called Back and Forth that's out. I have a couple tracks that are out. So basically, you can go to alisareyes.com or hit me up on social media across the board. It's Alisa Reyes. Go to my link tree in my profile, and drag it down, and you'll see all the fun stuff that I'm doing.
I That's really cool. Now I wanted to ask you because, along with all the amazing things that you're doing, I know before the pandemic happened, I should say, you were also doing a lot of teaching for acting.
Right. I was doing seminars and workshops and sometimes, in-person classes. And, now I'm doing things more remotely and privately just because I have a baby and it's easier for me to be home. And also the pandemic, things are slowly opening up. And at least this way, so many people are doing FaceTime video chats or Zoom. So, why not hop on the bandwagon? That's what I thought. But yeah, I love, being a guiding light, or what I like to call like a fairy godmother for acting. You know what I mean? To children or adults. I started off as a child, so I know what the children are going through, and I know what the parents are going through, and it's something I'm very passionate about. So whenever I have the opportunity to give back, that's my way of being able to do so.
Oh my goodness, that's amazing. Now, lastly, I wanted to bring up something else that's dear to me.
Sure.
So all that is majorly dear to me. One of the other things that I loved growing up was reading Rainbow.
Oh yeah, reading Rainbow.
A little bit about your project that you have.
So I'm in a documentary called Butterfly in the Sky. It's a Reading Rainbow documentary. It just premiered at Tribeca Film Festival in New York. We have just an amazing cast. LeVar Burton is, the leading guiding force of it all, guiding us on a journey. And then I was on Reading Rainbow when I was a child. So I was one of the kids that reviewed the book and talk about the book, and my accent, because I'm a New Yorker, was so like this. It wasn't even funny. And the book was called I Want a Dog. So you have to just watch it because of my accent. It's hilarious. But no, when I got asked to be in the doc, it was like a no-brainer. And I mean, Whoopi Goldberg's a producer on it. I mean, shout out to everyone that was a part of Butterfly in the Sky, because they really made it a special experience. And we're on social media, and you could check out where it's screening locally by you, because it's kind of floating around a little bit, and then eventually it'll be available to the masses, and we hope that everyone all over the world can see it, because it's about child education and reading.
I haven't seen it yet, but it sounds amazing. And
it just came out, so you will have a lot of time to watch it.
Said lastly, but I just remembered also, I just got to say how good the Orange Years was. That documentary about
thank you.
Creation of like Nickelodeon and how it started. I like to think that you play an important role in Nickelodeon.
Yeah, doing the Orange Years was a no-brainer. Scott Barber, who's a business partner and friend of mine, basically, was a part of, directing and creating this beauty of 80s and 90s Nickelodeon nostalgia. The tribe of the Orange Years, they're just amazing. And when I got asked to be in it, I was able to be kind of the connector, and bring in some people that I thought would be monumental and beyond beneficial for the documentary to get interviewed, So, when you think of Nickelodeon, you can't not have certain people. We have Mark Summers, we have Phil Moore from Nick Arcade, we have most of my croonies from all that, Keenan Thompson, Kel Mitchell, Josh, Server, Lori Beth Denberg, and, Danny Tamborelli and Melissa Joan Hart, Geraldine Laybourne, female president of Nickelodeon. I mean, and we go chronologically in the order. So it's something that really is nostalgic and makes you go down memory lane. So if you want like just a nice trip down memory lane in the 80s and 90s going into present time, this is definitely, if you were a Snick baby, this is what to watch.
and I so was.
Listen,
I really appreciate you being able to come on the show today and talk to me.
Oh, my pleasure.
You have so many projects, movies, songs, mother,
Yes.
wife.
Yes.
I believe that you are an inspiration to my audience plus so many more. And I just think that you're gonna have amazing more success. We just enjoy following you.
Oh, thank you so much. Well, you're a beacon of light as well, you know, and I'm all about that golden rule. You treat others as you wish to be treated. So I love being in this business. I love, being able to encounter people of all ages and do content and media that is for all ages, especially with me being a new mom. I love doing kid-friendly content. So, like I said, for more on me, visit alisareyes.com and keep up with the latest. And I hope to see you again. You have been awesome. I'm sending you love and light and high vibrations.
All right. Well, you have a good one.
Okay, you too. We'll talk soon.
Yes, we're gonna talk soon.
Yay.
All right.
Thank you so much. That was awesome.
Yes. Hold on.